be your best friend. Help you the way you can. Man, take a seat, just run the way.
Be careful how you vote by Sonny Lenslam here on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. Coming up, my conversation with Arundhati Roy, the great Indian writer, author of God of Small Things. But right now, we're sticking with the elections in this country. Nate Silver, founder of 538.com, now working with the New York Times, and Ari Berman, author of Herding Donkeys, The Fight to Rebuild the Democratic Party and Reshape American Politics. So, Ari, talk more about President Obama's, I should say, Senator Obama, or presidential candidate Obama's grassroots movements 2 years ago, and what they have morphed into today, and the races you're most particularly looking at in this country now. Yeah, well, the book Herding Donkeys is all about President Obama's grassroots political movement, or candidate Obama and to President Obama, and really the evolution of that movement, which I believe really started with Howard Dean's presidential campaign, which I argue in the book was really the first campaign of the 21st century that looked a lot different than the Bush campaign or the Gore campaign in 2000. And I look at how Obama was really able to drastically expand what Dean tried to do in terms of lowering the barriers for entry and getting people back involved in the political process. And that catapulted Obama to the presidency and allowed him to have an alternate model to the Clintons and get so many different people involved in so many different places and really have a big impact in terms of reshaping the electoral map. But I think what's happened since 2008 is that that grassroots movement hasn't really translated into the White House. That, in fact, a lot of Obama supporters after the election said, okay, we're done. We did our job. We trust Obama now to do it. Whereas at the same time, you know, Obama relied, probably because of all the problems he felt like he faced, on a much more conventional Washington team than he necessarily had in the campaign. And people like Rahm Emanuel, for example, play a very prominent role in the administration. So Obama has a much more top-down insider White House than I think people expected. And that whole space for grassroots organizing doesn't really exist now. The Obama model was that the grassroots organizing would change the Washington sausage making, right? But that hasn't really happened. And he has Organizing for America, and they've tried to blend it. But the grassroots people just don't have the ownership in the White House that they had during the campaign. And maybe it was naive to expect that they would have it, but Obama's campaign was premised on the idea that they would. So in fact, I think that is partially what's motivating some of the disaffection in the Democratic base, because they really felt like, you know, they were going to be represented by Obama in the White House. Now, one of the things that certainly motivated people, millions of people, was the issue of the war, and perhaps why President Obama is president today. He beat Clinton on that issue. He's against the war in Iraq. And on the issue of polls, talking about what's important to you. Yeah. And the lack of reporters and people on television talking about the war. Now this huge WikiLeaks document leak, biggest in history. The Sunday talk shows that set the agenda. No substantial discussion of the WikiLeaks expose of 400,000 documents that's come right out of the Pentagon on any of these shows this past Sunday. And Nate, on the issue of how the conversation is shaped, it also goes to polling. I mean, war relates to the economy. It relates to the deficit, spending trillions of dollars. And yet it's not mentioned almost at all in the debates raised by the reporters questioning the candidates? Well, you know, I think that sometimes the headlines want to have a simple story where, oh, it's all about the economy, which it is in part, right? In large part, I think, right? But there are other issues. But the economy is directly related. Sure, right? Or people say, oh, you know, health care is unpopular, right? But that's related to the economy as well. You know, if you had the health care bill passed at the same time you had unemployment dropping to 6.5% or something, it would be viewed kind of very differently, you know. So I think sometimes, the worst manifestation of polls is when they're kind of used for this kind of, you know, over-caffeinated kind of news cycle where it's like, oh, let's kind of win the morning and kind of, you know, be the first out with new numbers in Connecticut or some other state. You know, Ari Berman, the issue of war? Yeah, well, I mean, I think, as you say, it is related to the economy, and you know, Republicans aren't talking about, when they're talking about cutting the deficit, cutting back on the war in Afghanistan or Iraq, but Democrats aren't talking about it a lot either. And I think increasingly, even if Democrats are in the minority now, they're going to start, I think, raising the issue of Afghanistan a lot more sharply, and probably Iraq too. 2 seconds, Nate Silver, Nevada, Reed or Engel, what do you have it at now? If you make me pick, Engel. And Wisconsin, Lieberman or Johnson? Feingold or Johnson?
Johnson, but watch a comeback by Feingold because you can register and vote on the same day in Wisconsin, which you can't do in almost any other state.
We're going to leave it there. I want to thank you both for being with us. Nate Silver, founder of 538.com, Ari Berman of The Nation, his book, Herding Donkeys, The Fight to Rebuild the Democratic Party and Reshape American Politics. This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org.